Your support agent runs fine in testing. Then production gets a customer refund request. The large language model returns JavaScript object notation that parses, and the decision says, quote, maybe approved, not approve, not reject, not escalate. Your router has no branch for that value, so the job retries. The retry produces probably approve. Another retry says approved with caveats. Now the queue is stuck, and nobody sees the customer. The prompt said, be decisive. The system heard a suggestion. The schema should have been the contract. The first beginner move is asking, return valid JSON with keys like decision, reason, and answer. That feels structured, but it is mostly a wish. The model can omit a field. It can rename reason to explanation. It can turn a decision into a paragraph. It can add a confidence score you never asked for. Then your code gets blamed. Parsing failed, validation failed, the workflow chose the wrong branch. But the real bug happened earlier. You did not define what answers are legal. A prompt describes behavior. A schema defines the shape of acceptable behavior. If the shape is vague, production will eventually find every gap. Here is the core idea. Design the schema first, then write the prompt to explain the schema. In agent work, the schema is often the real specification. Required fields decide which questions the model must address. Types decide what your code can safely consume: string, number, boolean, array, object. Enums decide what the model can even say for important choices. If your downstream code needs one of 3 branches, do not ask for a natural language recommendation. Ask for decision with the enum approve, reject, or escalate. That one move turns fuzzy text into a routable program signal. Build it in this order. First, write the branches your program needs. For example, approve, reject, escalate. Second, list the data fields the branch needs, a short reasoning summary, the decision, and the message to show a human. Third, mark every must-have field as required. Required does not make the model correct, but it forces the model to address the slot instead of silently skipping it. Fourth, use enums for any value your code will switch on. Fifth, write the prompt after the schema. Explain each field, the allowed decisions, and the policy. The prompt is commentary. Let's use a refund triage agent. The input is a short customer note and an order status. The output schema has reasoning summary as a string, decision as an enum, and customer message as a string. Put the reasoning summary before the answer field. In practice, this nudges the model to evaluate before it commits. Keep it short, 1 or 2 sentences, not a private chain of thought transcript. Then decision must be approve, reject, or escalate. Your Python flow is simple. Call the model with the schema, parse the response, validate it, then wrap decision to approve refund, reject refund, or create human review. No regular expressions. Schemas help, but they do not remove engineering judgment. A common trap is building a beautiful nested schema with arrays inside objects inside arrays because it looks professional. Beginners then get malformed output, partial objects, or values in the wrong level. Keep schemas shallow until you have a reason not to. Another trap is vague enums like good, bad, other. Those are labels, not actions. Use names that match routes. Also, put reasoning summary before decision in the field order you give the model, while remembering that JavaScript object notation itself does not give object order deep meaning. And always validate after the call. Structured output reduces risk. It is not permission to trust blindly. This is where schemas fit in the larger agent anatomy. The goal says what the agent is trying to do. The role and prompt give context. The schema defines the output contract. The validator is the gate between language and code. The router turns a valid decision into an action. Later, when we add tool calling, memory, state, and retrieval augmented generation, the same pattern repeats. Language proposes, schema constrains, validation gates, code executes. Beginners often focus on better prompts first. Good prompts matter. But reliable agents usually start improving when you make the output boring, small, and easy to check. Try this safely on your own machine. Pick a harmless classifier, meal plan requests, bug report priority, or personal task triage. Create exactly 3 enum decisions. For task triage, use do now, schedule, and ignore. Write the schema before the prompt, with reasoning summary, decision, and next step. Mark all 3 required. Run 10 fake inputs through whichever model application programming interface you already use. Save the raw output and the validated object. If a case feels awkward, do not add a paragraph field first. Ask whether your enum choices are wrong. The schema should make the workflow clearer, not just stricter. 3 beats to remember. First, design the shape before the prompt. The model can only be reliable if your program knows what reliable means. Second, enums are the highest leverage beginner trick for agent outputs because they turn language into routes. Third, keep schemas shallow, required, and validated. Clever nesting is not a badge of honor. Working production output is. Tomorrow, we keep building the same foundation and connect structured outputs to tool calls, when the model should answer and when it should ask code to act. New Agent Foundations episode daily. The paid libraries at aislabs.ai go deeper with production patterns and complete examples.